Hey everybody, I'm Funky Maclunkey, and I'm trying to do this whole light ring thing because it supposedly makes videos look better, but first of all, I don't like how it reflects in my glasses. It makes me look like a lunatic. And secondly, it's just annoying. Anyway, I may stop using it. But hey, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about packaging. I know it doesn't sound very exciting, but trust me, it'll be maybe at least moderately interesting. So stick around. Okay, so these days I'm primarily a toy customizer and I collect various vintage things, but you know, I'm pretty happy with where my vintage Star Wars collection is now, so I'm not really buying a lot of vintage stuff there. I have a lot of stuff from my childhood, but then I kind of completed what I wanted of the collection and the full run of the figures and all that stuff. And when I was a kid, I mostly I played with Star Wars toys, I played with He-Man, G.I. Joe, some Transformers. Like, those were all kind of the things that me and my buddies were into, that sort of stuff. But as I got older, Star Wars is kind of the one that stuck with me. So I buy Hasbro's retro figures, like this guy. And one of the things that keeps striking me about it is, you know, I'm probably gonna do another video about my other concerns, issues, questions, whatever around the retro series in general, but this conversation is specifically about the packaging. Now, when I was a kid, when we were kids, I still have this. This is my original Luke Jedi card from Return of the Jedi. And obviously, it has been well worn. I cut the proof of purchase out. And on the back, I circled the figures that I had. And I think I drew some lines under ones I wanted. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I had going on there. But I interacted with this card a lot. And all the other card backs that I have look exactly like this. Doodles, drawings, whatever. And I know it ruined the value. But I love them. And I'll never get rid of them because this is my childhood right here. I also, as I said, I collected He-Man toys. I have a few of my original card backs for my He-Man toys. I apparently was a pack rat and a giant nerd. I did the same thing with the back of these cards. I circled the figures that I had, and oftentimes on some of the other cards I would like put little stars next to the ones I wanted, whatever. But anyway, I spent time with this. So collecting the new Hasbro Retro series, this is the card back. This is the card back. Now, I understand, believe it or not, I actually have a legitimate business career outside of toys, so I understand that they need to put all this crap on here, all this text in 5 different languages, and all these warnings and whatever, for legal reasons, and also for manufacturing reasons. They make this one card, and they can sell it in any market that speaks those languages, and it checks that box. They don't have to make a different card. So it's money saving, it's efficiency, I get it. It's also stupid, and it sucks, and it's lazy. And here's why. When I buy this figure, if I'm a person who collects carded figures, I'm going to hang it or I'm going to put it in a display because I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, oh, that's cool. He's wearing the wrong outfit for this figure, but that whatever. That's cool. And I'm going to put it away because there's nothing about this that makes me want to engage with it. And in the marketing world, I'm going to put on my marketing hat here for a second because that's what I do for a living. Nothing about this builds brand affinity. Nothing about this makes me want to spend time with the product, engage with it. I look at this and I'm like, what is all this bullshit? I can't even read it. And then I put it away. I'm a loose figure kind of guy, so I'm just going to shred this open anyway. Now this you interact with. If you're a kid, you interact with it in the way that I interacted with it. If you're an adult collector, you want to stare at this thing. You want to look at it. Now imagine, just imagine for a second, if this looked like this, only it was full of all the retro figures. Maybe even had a couple of figures in there that hadn't come out yet. You'd get excited about it. This is kind of a checklist. I want all these figures. This doesn't do anything for me. And you can make all the justifications that you want, like the things that I just said about, manufacturing and all that. But Mattel seems to have cracked this nut, because here, okay, so this Jitsu, here's my original Jitsu figure. And yes, I still have the sword. And yes, I still have the mini comic that came with it. Like I said, I was a pack rat. Here is the new retro Masters of the Universe Origins, same figure. This is the He-Man MOTU equivalent of this, right? See, they can do it. Look at this. This is an updated version of what was on the original packaging. Let's do a little side-by-side, shall we? Look at this. It's a new drawing, but it's an updated version of the old drawing. Same deal. It's got figures on there. It's been updated. It's got a little thing that shows, little illustrations that show how the, karate chop arm works. And then, yeah, it's got more text than the old one does. Because, we live in a different world. There's a lot of warnings and whatever. Some kid choked on a whatever, and they got to put a warning on here. I get it. But overall, the concept is the same. If I'm an adult, I want to look at this. Not only is it nostalgic, but it's just cool. I'm like, oh, these are the other figures that are in this series. Awesome. If I'm a kid, which kids probably aren't buying these, but if I am, then I want to do with this the same thing that little Funky Maclunkey himself did back in 1983, which is this. All right? So I mean, I don't really feel like I need to belabor the point here any more than I have, but like, what is going on here? Why can't they make packaging that makes me want to actually hold it and look at it and keep it like Mattel does? This is great. Anyway, this is the point in the video where I state the obvious, which is I am well aware that there are much more important pressing matters in this world than the packaging on my, grown-up man toys, all right? But I also think that at a time when people are looking to connect with their youth for nostalgic reasons, dudes like me, we're hitting middle age, we're having the midlife crisis, and for a lot of us, midlife crisis is buying a bunch of this crap instead of buying a convertible or whatever, the last generation did when they got into their mid-40s or 50s or whatever. And this right here, I'm not saying it's the reason that these figures are sometimes sitting on the pegs, because frankly, sometimes these are too. But it certainly doesn't help, because nobody's going to look at this and get excited. This tickles all the right nostalgic funny bones, right, that you want it to tickle. Anyway, I've already talked about this too much. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me I'm crazy. Like I usually say, tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm a genius. I'd rather hear the genius thing, but, whatever. Just let me know. And until next time, stay funky, everybody.